Welcome back to the Seaboard Central, everyone. Today, we're going to talk about future plans and my goals for 2025. So here's the plan for what I hope the Seaboard Central eventually becomes. And when I mention phases, it'll be built in 3 separate phases. So phase 1, this is the part that includes the helix and the yard, takes up this area. The next phase, phase 2, will be the Carrollton, Georgia area, followed by phase 3, which will represent Noonan. So here's a larger drawing of phase number 1. And I will draw another one for phase 2, a larger drawing of phase 2. I can do that for the month of January and show how I create my track plans this way. If you're interested in that, leave it in the comments, or I can do something on ADM operations and how I operate the ADM facility. So let me know, which one would you rather have? Show you how to draw a track plan the old-fashioned way or ADM operations. So zooming in a little closer, you see the trackage that comes out of the helix. It can either go this way and stay and go into Raglan, or it can go straight and connect to phase 2 part. So let's look at this area right here. So here you see the trackage coming up from the helix, and it goes across this duck under section, and also goes right here. And this is the tracks that will connect to phase number 2. So you can see through this door opening, this is where phase 1 is going to connect to phase number 2. And you can see the current state of the room of phase 2 is going to occupy. It's an unfinished room that's going to require a lot of work, including walls and floors, a drop ceiling, lighting. I got to close off that doorway. All this stuff takes time and money, so it's a big project that needs to be complete before any track work is added to this section. And as you can see on the other side is phase 3. That'll be another room, and right now it's just being used for storage. In addition to floors and walls, I do have a couple of windows. So one of the first things I'm going to do for 2025 is I want to complete this whole area right here. I have a lot of more work I need to do to it. So you'll start seeing the completion during the first part of 2025. That'll include finishing up this bridge scene. Got to wrap it up. And also SLM recycling over here. I'm going to add some lights, chain link fence, a lot of details. After I finish the upper level where the duck under and SLM is, next thing I'm going to do is work on AC junction here. I'm going to do some scenery, and power all these turnouts. Got a lot of work to do in this area. That includes powering all these turnouts here at Gadson Yard. There's a lot of them. So as you can imagine, that's going to take a while. Once I get the turnouts all powered, I do plan on ballasting the yard tracks. Right now, they're all just, it's just textured paint, and I did an article in Model Railroader. I'll show a picture of it. It's in the August 2024 issue of Model Railroader magazine on how I do this textured paint. Be sure to check that out. Another article I have coming out is in the 2025 issue of Model Railroad Planning. And I was fortunate enough that the Seaboard Central even made the cover of the issue. This will include a much better looking version of the track plan for Phase 1. So be sure to look out for it. It's coming out at the end of the month of January. And besides a few new cars added to the layout, where I've weathered them or re-stenciled them, one of the big goals for 2025 is to eliminate all derailments associated with any of these cars. So we're going to do some accident investigation. Whenever there's a train derailment involved, I'll be sure to have a video on that, on how I'm going to address each one. In addition to all that, what I'd like to do is add some more details to some of these structures, including ADM. That'll be a good project for 2025. Also, I can show you how I operate it in a series of videos. If you're interested in that, like I said, be sure to leave it in the comments. It requires a lot more cars to operate this facility than you'd think. And yet another project is finish this structure. I'd really like to add a whole lot more details to the National Cement structure. So I've got a lot to keep me busy for 2025. While I enjoy building the layout and seeing what I can do with things on the layout, the main purpose has always been to support operations. And so far, we've hosted a number of operating sessions on Phase 1, and believe it or not, it can easily support anywhere from 2 to 4 hour operating sessions. So another series of videos I'd like to do for 2025 is showing the operating sequence for Phase 1 and just how long it takes to run it all the way out. Doing it by yourself at maybe 30-minute sessions would take easily 3 or 4 days to complete the whole thing. But it is so much fun. So I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. So here's to 2025. I hope each and every one of you have a happy new year. And thanks for tuning in and watching the Seaboard Central. Happy model railroading, everyone.